Where you have a homogenized system.
It's split. Yeah,
so,
it's definitely
but the problem
split.
is, as a nation, our states individually also have a need for representation beyond their population because they are a state by themselves. They need to be respected as a state by themselves. Mississippi, who has you don't have to. That's the point. But our nation does. It's 1 of 50, and each one of those need their representation in their vote beyond their population. Like they need representation of their statedom, not their population. So they need both. And the fact that we have both is kind of beautiful.
It is, but it's not. Like, that's the same argument that people raised, and I'm not trying to, mound you into an argument, but that's the same exact argument people raised before we got into the Civil War. Like, that is the same exact, it was federal rights versus state rights. So we need to
I'm so glad you said that. I hate people who say that Civil War is over slavery, because it was totally over state rights versus federal rights. Yeah. Slavery was
a big part of the economy, which led into state rights, which led into the Civil War. It was definitely a domino in the effect.
I feel like it was a propaganda propaganda pusher of the war.
Okay, so
the war is about state rights versus federal rights.
African Americans didn't have enough push to push propaganda. That's the thing.
Well, no. Well, I mean, people. Okay. People's emotional attachment to people is very important, and I absolutely agree that the rights, of course, I agree that the rights of African Americans deserve fair due, of course. But at the time, being a white male who made policy, your feelings in general about African Americans didn't really matter, but your passions about federal versus state rights mattered so much more.
Yeah.
So to gain the masses, gain popularity, and to gain bodies for war, slavery became an issue because there was a lot of bodies when it came to slavery, when it came to war, and that mattered. But the issue, what the war was actually over, was definitely states versus federal rights. The slavery was just a tool in the war. The slavery was a tool in the war.
Okay,
wow.
So this is a completely different argument than what we're arguing about.
Of course.
Completely.
Yeah.
Because if we're gonna go, I just took a class at community college and I know all about this. But the biggest thing was the fact that okay, so if you go down to the southern area, you go down to the southern area.
Too conservative right there, including Mississippi.
If you go past Mississippi, it's not the fact that there are slaves. It's not the fact that there are enslaved people. It's the fact that there are black people and they are worth less than you are. Even if you don't own slaves, they are worth less than you. And so that was a big part of it.
That's
aside from that.
I will say in today's society that's worth a war. I will say in Civil War society that was not worth a war.
No, it wasn't. The only thing that kept the Union together was Abraham Lincoln decided to become an abolitionist. That was the only thing. If he had not decided to do that, we would have been split as two countries. It would have just been split right there. Honestly, we probably should be right now. We have too broad of a spectrum of our personal opinion.
And that's exactly why I feel like states deserve their representation as well as the citizens deserve their representation.
Oregon can just annex and not be a part of you guys at all. And we'll just go over here.
That is so much harder. That is so much harder than you'd expect.
No,
the thing is,
really hard.
It's easy to call the concept of splitting, but the thing is, whatever new nation would exist, the amount of transition that would happen is so insane, and that social disrest causes so much violence. It's incredible, and we've seen it in many nations who split and
also
change.
Seen it in that episode of Family Guy where Peteria was a country, and everyone forgot that Peteria was a country, and it was great. But no, we can't. From the mass that we are and what we've already accomplished, we can't break up. But the thing that's gonna save this country is breaking up into different nations.
Oh.
That will save us. Honestly.
But then we won't be a country.
Yeah, I know. We'd be split.
But that's the thing. No, that's the perfect thing. That's why. Okay, so
See, I disagree.
3 days ago when the EU was a thing, before Britain.
Oh, you're
left.
talking
EU
about
is still a
the
thing.
Scottish
EU
thing?
is still definitely
What
a thing.
countries matter in the EU now without Britain?
Germany. Germany is one of the biggest powerhouses in Europe.
We took all their rights away after World War II.
No.
We couldn't do anything.
That's totally over.
took all the rights away.
No, that's totally over. That's way over. Germany is a powerhouse. I mean, not militarily, but they do have a military force.
But what's nice is the fact that like the EU was split up between different powerhouses in different areas and with smaller states. That would be nice in America because like I would like to be an Oregonian. I don't want everyone to carry a gun. If they want to have a concealed weapon, blah blah blah. I have my different expectations of being a person.
And
I don't want to take that away from anyone else, but I would also like to have that expectation when I go somewhere.
And that's one of the beautiful things about the United States is that we have the ability to have a federal system that protects us all and unites us all, but also the ability for one state to have a 10-day waiting period because that's what the state wants for purchasing a firearm. Another state to have a 0-day waiting period or a 3-day waiting period because that's what the state wants. And we can all look like for example, the thing with Florida. I mean, he had a 3-day waiting period for the pistol and a 0-day waiting for the assault rifle, and that was state law of Florida. And a lot of people are calling for federal action on their state law, but the truth of the matter is it really was. I mean, if they wanted stricter guidelines on that aspect of firearms, that it's a state issue, it's a cultural issue that we could say. Florida is responsible for that, not America, not anti-gun, or not the NRA who pushes in the federal position, but it's it should be focused that it's a Florida issue.
Is the NRA a federal entity though?
Yes.
No,
Is it?
No, it is not a federal entity. It's a completely independent
It's like
issue.
guidelines.
I don't know.
Guidelines?
It's essentially like guidelines of how to
No. The NRA, it's a National
Rifle
Yeah,
Association.
National Association.
It's just an organization that has some very considerably small, but some leverage. It's a very old organization that's for the Second Amendment rights, essentially. But
Why should we be able to carry guns? I mean,
Okay, because when the Second Amendment was written and there was a gun, it was a
protect yourself.
No, it's not even that. It was a rifle that would take
No.
3 minutes to load, and
not
you
true.
could.
Talk about so the federal papers, right? Jefferson talks about how he was approached by a merchant who asked about having like these advanced cannons on his ship to protect himself from pirates. And the thing is like that, and he responded, that's why the Second Amendment was there, to protect yourself. Yes.
Thomas Jefferson?
Yes, Thomas Jefferson, yes.
Okay. No,
So-
I'm sorry. I just didn't hear. Like, I'm not doubting you at all. I just haven't heard this.
Yeah. Okay. So the concept is like really understanding why the Second Amendment there is really important. So it's argued over so many different points, but the reason it is there, it's I hate to use buzzwords because people just turn off. But it's to protect yourself from a tyrannistic government. And okay.
But you take away our right to bear arms.
If you think that arms don't protect you from a tyrannistic government, you're very wrong. Because you think, oh, they got drones, they got nuclear bombs, oh, they have this, they have so many resources that they could just kill us all. And then what? It's a government who kills all of its citizens, and then it has nobody to pay taxes, and it fucking dies.
No, they
So
don't need money if everyone dies.
then they
If
die.
everyone, no,
then
they don't die. They have the antidote. Here's the thing: if our government,
If you have 315 million people in this country, if they kill off, let's 200 million people who don't agree with that.
no, 300. Let's just go 300.
And then there's 15 million left in the government or the people that agree with
And
them,
then
right?
the thing is, they're gonna start the same fucking anarchy that was like 200 years ago. They'll go fuck themselves over. It'll happen.
No.
History repeats
The world is
itself.
way too advanced to not just completely take. You think if there was 15 million people in this nation after nuclear war and drone war and a civil war, that Russia wouldn't just be like, mine, just get out of my way. Thanks for killing each other.
Okay.
Mine. The whole land.
That's
so the thing is,
Yeah, bullshit. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. That cannot happen. Drone war to people.
The rich people who can afford to survive that in whatever silos or whatever they live in, that doesn't necessarily mean they're smart enough to live outside of that. I'm just saying, like, if we fuck ourselves over, which is a very good possibility. I'm actually glad that you brought that up. You're one of the few people that have ever brought that up in an argument about gun control or whatever. But if that were to happen, they'll fuck themselves over.
Well, who? The gun control? Like people who have guns?
Everyone. Okay, so let's say
the government will fuck themselves.
Like
if they're stupid enough to attack their own people who are armed, and there's a war against their own people, which we've had that before. And the thing is,
they
the Civil War
with muskets that took like 45 minutes to reload.
Okay, so as a Marine, I am very familiar with the concept of guerrilla warfare.
And the Second Amendment was written then.
No, but listen. Afghanistan fought a war against Russia and won because they had AK-47s, which are shit compared to Scud missiles. But they won because they understand endurance and guerrilla warfare and cost of war and how to exhaust a nation that's much bigger than that.
That's two different
and
arguments,
we could do that if there was a tyrannous government trying to control us, and that threat to the government keeps them in check. President Obama can't just say, I'm going for a third term, I'm going for a fifth term, I don't care, we're going to have an election in 27 years because I want to. He cannot just make himself...
He can get Hillary Clinton in office, and that's what fucking makes his third term. He can do the same thing.
But
we don't have rights as people.
He can't do that. No.
Yes,
we still vote. We still vote. Our vote still matters.
We
no, it doesn't.
Lobbyist bullshit, whatever.
No,
it
we
doesn't
still vote.
matter.
Our vote still matters.
As long as the Electoral College is a thing,
I will make you a promise.
Our vote
I will make you a promise.
matter.
If there's ever...
have to look at this. Whatever Proverbs says that you should not be meandering and judging this. Have you read Proverbs? Have you read Proverbs? How do you can't be wrong? You can't speak here fucking in judgment. Hebrews 4:12 says that God came to judge the intent of